Hello everyone, my name is Adila Zahir. So today I'm excited to talk about key aspects of language learning that can help educators create more effective and engaging lessons for their students. Let's go through my portfolio together and I'll be discussing motivation, language learning strategies, learning styles and teaching approaches and how they come together to enhance the language learning process from my understanding. Let's start with motivation, which is often considered the driving force behind any learner's success. Motivation in language acquisition is the fundamental reason that motivates students to learn a language. From my perspective, motivation plays a crucial role in language learning and can be understood through two types, which are integrative and instrumental. Integrative motivation refers to the desire to connect with the culture and people of the language. For example, a student learning French because they want to experience the culture or make friends with a French speaker is motivated by integrative factor. On the other hand, instrumental motivation is more practical. Learners with instrumental motivation might focus on achieving goals like advancing their career, passing an exam, and fulfilling academic requirements. Understanding this motivation is crucial for teachers. By identifying the motivation behind each student language learning journey, educators can design a lesson that aligns with their personal goals and increase their engagement in the learning process. Next, let's talk about the strategies learners use to improve their language skills. There are several types of strategies, each serving a different purpose. Here is an infographic illustrating the various types of language learning strategies. It provides a clear and visual engaging summary of cognitive, metacognitive, social affective, and compensation strategies. The first one is cognitive strategies that involve activity like practicing vocabulary, understanding grammar rules, and actively engaging with the language. For instance, memorizing new words through flashcards or writing sentences to reinforce grammar concepts. Next, metacognitive strategies. These strategies are about planning, monitoring progress, and reflecting on one's learning. Learners who use these strategies might set specific goals for themselves, regularly check their progress, and make adjustments to their study method if needed. After that, social and affective strategies focus on interacting with others and managing emotion. For example, students might practice speaking with classmates to build confidence or use positive self-talk to stay motivated during challenging tasks. Memory strategies also help learners retain new words through association, like creating mental image or connecting new words with familiar concepts. Lastly, compensation strategies that are used when learners face communication gaps. This might include guessing the meaning of a word from context or using gesture when they don't know a specific word. By utilizing these various strategies, I believe learners can improve their language skills and become more effective in their language learning journey. Next, let's talk about learning style. Understanding a learner preferred way of processing information, referred to as learning style, that also plays a significant role in language acquisition. There are few common learning styles that we should consider. First, visual learner. Visual learners prefer to see information presented in diagrams, image, or written text. They might benefit from watching videos or using visual aids in the classroom. Second learner is auditory learners. They absorb information best through listening and speaking. For them, listening to podcasts, participating in discussion, or hearing new words spoken aloud can be particularly helpful. After that is kinesthetic learner that need hands-on activities and movement to process information. Incorporating physical activity like role play or game that help them engage with the language in a dynamic way. Lastly, there are field-dependent and field-dependent learners. Field-dependent learners tend to focus on the bigger picture or context, while field-independent learners are more detail-oriented. Recognizing this preference helps tailor lessons to accommodate different learner needs. Now, let's look at some of the main teaching approaches that can be used to support these strategies and learning style. I've also included the material that we can use based on the teaching approach. From my perspective, the five main theory of language learning each offer different insight into how students pick up a language. First of all is behaviorism, the theory that focuses on repetition and reinforcement, which is particularly effective for beginners. Drills and feedback encourage them to automatic use of language pattern. Next is innatist theory, posit that humans have an innate ability to learn language. Instructor can create an environment where language is absorbed naturally through exposure, like in immersive setting. After that is constructivist theory, the theory that emphasizes that learners actively build their knowledge. Teachers can promote collaboration and problem solving in groups where students learn from each other's experience. Cognitive theory also stresses the importance of understanding the rules behind language. Teachers can encourage students to think critically about language structure and engage them in tasks that help them deduce rules on their own. Last but not least, social cultural theory that highlight the role of social interaction in language learning. Activities that promote communication and real-world engagement, such as role-play and group projects, help students use language in practical contexts. Finally, I would like to touch on Kagan cooperative strategies. The 35 Kagan cooperative strategies are effective for getting students to work together and stay engaged in class. These strategies help build skills like communication and critical thinking. Three strategies I find really useful are think, pair, share, jigsaw, and find someone who. The first one is think, pair, share. This strategy allows students to think independently, share their thoughts with a partner, and then present to the class. It encourages both individual reflection and teamwork. The second one is jigsaw. In this strategy, students learn different parts of a topic and then come together to share what they learned. It promotes collaboration and helps students learn from each other. The last one is find someone who. This is a fun way for students to practice speaking and listening. They interact with classmates to find people who match their specific criteria. For example, find someone who likes to play soccer. These cooperative strategies help create an interactive, engaging classroom environment where students work together, communicate, and think critically. So we are already at the end of my presentation. Understanding the interplay between motivation, learning strategies, learning style, and teaching approaches is key to creating effective language lessons. By tailoring teaching to student motivation and preferred learning styles and using appropriate strategies, educators can help learners become more engaged, confident, and successful in acquiring a new language. Thank you for your attention, and I hope this insight of my portfolio helped as we continue to explore the exciting field of language learning.